It's a live stream. It's a live stream. It's a late live stream. A little bit late. Doesn't mean anything to anybody watching this right now, because if you're watching this, you're probably watching it later, after it's already been posted. And so it doesn't matter what time it is. It's whatever time you want it to be. Whatever time you want to watch the video. You have the power. The present is now, and the future is, I don't fucking know. I'm tired. I am sleepy. I'm most sleepy. But we are here nonetheless in the live stream, doing the stuffs and the things. Turn down my computer. Doing the stuffs and the things in the live stream with the live stream for the live stream. It's a live stream. Did I mention it's a live stream? Posted an entire video about death today. That's cute. You know, that's a thing that I did. When did I post my last video? I don't even remember when I posted my last video. Oh, I was blind. March 24th. So that's what? A week ago? About a week ago was when I posted my last video. Been trying to do quality over quantity lately. Not just having a bunch of little shorts where I'm saying the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over. Well, that was my last video. My last short was March 27th. Fascinating. Oh yeah. It's nice that they have 3-minute shorts these days. I like that. I do very much like that. It's happening again where one of my old videos seems to be getting a little bit of traction because I've gotten a couple new comments on it, even though the video was posted like ages ago. I'm in the garage. I'm recording in the garage for this one. Of why I'm an atheist, and I didn't rewatch the short, but I'm pretty sure my reasoning still remains the same, as I simply don't have any reason to believe that there's a God. And someone commented, laziest answer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if intellectual honesty is lazy. Listen, it's not for lack of trying. I'm searching for evidence, any reason to believe that there is a God or anything supernatural out there. I am doing my damnedest. I am doing the best I can with the resources that I have. I'm not a scholar, going, at an academic level or anything special. And, I'm doing pretty good for, your average citizen. Putting in the effort, uh, stuff's just not there. Hello. Stuff's just not there. The evidence just isn't there. Sorry, Some people just don't like that. You just don't have any reason to believe. No, I don't. Oh, and somebody commented on a video of me when I had my long hair. You don't need to watch those videos. We don't need to watch. You don't need to look at those. Leave it behind. Leave those behind. How am I today? I'm doing alright. Can't complain too much. We're supposed to have storms rolling in soon, so that's fun. Possible hail and tornado weather. My dad, who lives like 15 minutes away, got like brief hail and rain and then like nothing. Like it just went by. I haven't gotten anything. So, it's been a small patch of something that went by. Well, we're supposed to be on a scary sky stuff watch from like 9 to 11? No, 9 to 2. So that should be fun. You made hot? I don't think I'm that hot. When your cat died, I'm sorry to hear that. I am not related to that individual. I know losing a pet can suck. I've lost a couple in my life, and it's not fun. There are people who don't have pets, who just think it's like whatever, like oh, it's just an animal. It's not an animal. It's family. It's your little fur baby or fur friend or whatever. I did have a teacher in high school who she was single and she would get cats, and anytime one would die, she would just like replace it. She didn't care because she she was. I don't think this matters as a blanket statement towards Christian, but she was a Christian and she did not believe that animals have souls. So she's like, whenever one of the cats would die, she'd just be like, whatever, just the cat doesn't have a soul or anything. So she's just like, whatever, didn't mourn it at all, and just get a new cat. And I remember thinking that was just kind of messed up. I don't think I'm that cute. I don't know. I have 3 cats, and I don't want any of them to die, preferably. My allergies would be better, but whatever. I want to make a video. I need to make a video about this. Somebody commented because on another old video. I love seeing just some of my old videos just like pop up in my notifications. Like, oh, somebody commented on this video. It's like, hey, that video's like not dead. The video is still doing stuff. Um, on my video, I did a short on the Abrahamic religions. That Judaism, Islam, and Christianity all worship the same God. They just go different directions with it. And somebody asked, why then do we fight and argue and hate and discriminate and persecute? We all worship the same God. We all worship the God of Abraham. It's a great question. That is a great burning question. Why are we as a human society fighting over our mythical beings that we can't even prove exist to begin with? But also fighting about who has not even who has the right mythical being, but who has the right version of the mythical being, who has the right story, and who has added or omitted the right stories to the right story. It's absolutely ridiculous, and such persecution should not be taking place. It's just such nonsense. It should not be taking place. We should not be killing each other over something as trivial as whose mythical imaginary friend is real, even though none of them can prove that their magical friend is real. I am not single. I am married. That's one of the things that bothers me about religion so much is how much harm and stuff it's done. When also there's no reason to believe in any of it. So it's what are we even doing? What do we what is even the point? Why? Oh, excuse me. Why are we fighting? How did this video do? My old leaving Christianity video where it's just a skit of me like walking out of a garage and like preparing myself for pain, and then it wasn't actually painful. I mostly got 2 different responses to that video. It was people saying how amazing it is, or like sharing their stories about how they left and whatnot, and a lot of people saying how sad it was. It's so sad, praying for everyone in this comment section. It's not that bad. It's actually pretty great leaving religion. It's actually preferable in many ways. What else do we have? What else do we have? Hello, my love. And you believe scientists when they claim evolution and Big Bang Theory indeed happened without cause? No, it's not exactly how it's worded. Everything has a cause. You didn't see it, but you're believing what they say. The, and the evidence they produce, even though it could be complete lies, it takes faith. Not necessarily. When people compare trusting in science to trusting in like faith or religion, somebody commented on a video on a social media website. Phones, computers, cameras, editing software, social media websites, those are all possible due to advances in science and technology. The air conditioning in your home, the cars that you drive, the planes that fly through the air, all things that science and technology, scientists are doing and figuring out. And then you have stuff like meteorology. I'm waiting for a storm to come in because people can actually predict storms. They can figure out the science of weather and figure out, relatively how the weather's going to be for the next week. And they're usually pretty accurate. We can track when the next solar eclipse is going to be, and however many years away it's going to be, or when a comet is going to reappear in 50 years or whatever else. And it happens. We have tests, and we make observations, and we make actual legitimate credible predictions that actually come true with science, and do all these crazy things, all these advances in technology and medicine and all these things from science. And then we have religion. Can anyone demonstrate that anything supernatural is real? Any ghosts, any afterlife, any God, any of the supernatural, whatever mythical claims of any religion? As far as I can tell, no. So could it be that all the scientists ever are just lying and producing this false data, even though I'm looking at the results? I'm looking at what they said is going to happen, in actual proper predictions, not the ambiguous prophecies of the Bible where every 50 years or so someone's like, oh no, this is a prediction of that prophecy. Oh no, this is a prediction of that prophecy. And then 50 years later, oh no, that wasn't the prediction. This is the fulfillment of that prophecy. And it becomes the boy who cried wolf, and nobody knows what they're talking about because all those predictions are broad and open to interpretation. These are actual predictions that actually come true with science. So not only do I have significantly more reason to believe in science over religion and faith and stuff like that and supernatural, but I have reason to believe in science and whatnot. And if it turns out it's all one huge conspiracy and they're somehow lying, damn, that'll suck. And the rug will be pulled out from underneath me, and I'll admit, damn, that's crazy. But it doesn't really look like that's the case. So I'm gonna keep trusting the science and what the scientists say and what the scientific consensus is and what the studies say and all of that stuff. As soon as you can start producing good evidence for the supernatural, we can talk, and I can be more on your side, but we're not there yet. So what can you do? What can you do? Topic of the day is believe versus knowing versus the soul. Meaning, science is just the study of the universe within. I'm sorry. Science is just the study of the universe within theism. They would consider it to be part of the universe, not connected or at odds with it. In theism, they would consider it. Science is just the study of the universe within theism. They would consider it to be a part of the universe, not disconnected or at odds with it. Well, if there is a God, then yeah, that would be a part of the universe, but we haven't demonstrated that yet. Is there a God? Yes, definitely, maybe. I'm gonna make sure I'm not. I mean, to be fair, the term supernatural is just a term used to describe things before science was able to explain them. For example, if you saw an alien 3,000 years ago, I'd assume he is an angel. Maybe. But I'm talking more ghosts and angels and afterlives and gods and demons and stuff when I say supernatural. In modern times, it is different due to our advanced understanding. Perhaps, and perhaps there may come a day where we do have actual evidence for the supernatural. But with how long we've gone without it, and with how many gaps we've been filling, different things that we used to credit to the supernatural that we now have natural explanations for, the amount of gaps that could be filled with angels or spirits or ghosts or gods or whatever, those gaps are diminishing quickly. And it does not seem very promising that we're going to find anything supernatural. But we might. I would like there to be something supernatural. I would like there to be, souls or an afterlife and all that stuff. But it doesn't really look like it. I do study Islam here and there. Not really my main focus, but always like learning about new religions. To be fair, anything in the universe is natural. It's only considered supernatural in its hypothetical scenario or idea. Yes, but what I'm saying is like gods and spirits and souls and angels and demons and ghosts and whatnot. That's what I'm kind of giving with under the broad umbrella of supernatural. That's the definition that I'm using right now. Is more spiritual stuff, perhaps would be a better word for it. Let me tell you something that you will want to be Muslim and your eyes might. Let me tell you something that you will want to be Muslim and your eyes might tear. I don't know if I'm going to want to be a Muslim. I'm going to be honest with you. Not really on board with any of the religions that I've been presented with. Not really here for them. But there's some good stuff to be gotten from some of the religions. I've used Buddhist teachings to help me manage my anxiety and help me fall asleep at night. So, that's great. Would not consider myself a Buddhist, would not dive fully into that, but it helps. Have you noticed the past 5 times it feels like 5 hours? What? Okay, but have you noticed how fast time is? It feels like 5 hours. I mean, I've been live for like 18 minutes, almost 19 minutes. Is that what feels like 5 hours? 5 hours ago felt like 5 hours ago, and sometimes time feels different than what it actually is, and that's weird. I don't know. Maybe you can keep explaining, and I should stop trying to cut you off. Talking about a day, it feels like 5 hours. A day does not feel like 5 hours. For example, my 8.5 hour workday does not feel like 5 hours. It feels like 8.5 hours. And then I go home and I have more time. And past it feels like a long day. Maybe. So what exactly are you trying to say, Secret? What are we getting at? Did I read your comment? Deathosaurus? Yeah, it was It was, I read it. I did. Topic of the day is believe versus knowing versus the soul. And I asked if you wanted to elaborate on that. You might have missed it. Well, have you noticed how alcohol become like it was normal everywhere, even Arab? Sure, alcohol is pretty normalized. Hi, Kay. What about the alcohol? Do you realize that our messenger told us this 1400 plus years ago? Told us what? What were his words exactly? And how is it a prediction? He's talking about how bad things have been normalized, even in Islamic areas, immodesty, infidelity, or immorality, etc. That makes sense. That does make sense. Oh, no predictions. Well, it sounds like you were talking about a prediction. Um, it could just be that some of these things aren't particularly immoral, and we have an increase in freedom with certain things. He's meaning how Prophet Muhammad said that all this would happen. God sent us to prophets and messengers, even angels. Okay. Can you prove any of that happened? That he sent us anyone? And especially when we get into like what immodesty is. Like I don't think, you know, women need to completely cover up their whole everything as, perhaps biblical times needed to, or even back in uh, nope, nothing's coming to mind. Eras where they, wore dresses and they couldn't show their ankles or whatever else. Uh, I don't think, I think that's whatever. Infidelity, in the case of cheating, is pretty shitty. You shouldn't cheat. Uh, Having multiple partners throughout your life, I don't think is too much of a bad thing. So it kind of depends on like, there's subsets to these. And there are things that have been normalized that aren't even in that list that I know Christians have said, and other religious people have said that are bad that aren't necessarily bad. And it's more of an increase of freedom. Hello, Space Z, and hello, Detective. Good to see you both. Have you heard of the Day of Judgment? Yes, I have. Well, I understand he's trying to use it as evidence for Muhammad's reliability. I'm just trying to get him there. Just trying to have him get there. Yeah, I understand he's trying to make an argument for Islam. I'm just trying to figure out what the argument is. Do you think morals, ethics, and values are subjective to what country and family you live in? Parts of them. It seems like for the most part, humanity has developed moral and ethical systems throughout human history as we learned how to work together and deal with one another and work together for the betterment of a society and the people within that society, including ourselves. Um, it's not a set objective set of rules. It's just kind of a broad framework that we've agreed on. So it does vary in a lot of ways, from culture to culture, person to person, religion, religion, family to families. Um, so yes, but still kind of within the framework that we've kind of figured out as a society, if that makes any sense. You need to reason with him on why theism is true and then prove why Islam is the right interpretation. Perhaps. God bless you. Well, thank you. I'm trying to help brother for God and be saved. Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking to each other. Very well, let's reason with him on why he's in denial of theism. Sure, we can go there. We can go there. What better to talk about in an atheist chat than why not theism? Tell me your main reason for not being convinced of theism. Lack of evidence. Ready to be home? Almost there. You'll be off in like 20-30 minutes. Lack of evidence. I have no reason to believe in something, so how am I supposed to believe in something if I have no reason to believe in it? I hope this doesn't sound annoying, but I was just wondering if you ever listened to that song I suggested to you. What was the song? I probably have it written down, and I don't think I did listen to it. Everybody Goes to Hell. Okay, yeah, I do have that written down. I will try to remember. Taylor, my wife, you're in chat. Come yell at me and tell me to listen to that song if I haven't listened to it yet. See the problem. It got put in my notebook and put in the cabinet, and I forgot that it existed. Um, I'll try to remember. Pros and lack of evidence to a philosophical reasoning on the universe. Said lack of evidence to a philosophical reasoning on the universe. It's a logical conclusion, not the conclusion based off evidence. How so? How is it a logical conclusion? Do you believe that Jesus existed? I don't. Sorry, I think the storm started. I don't really have an issue with that belief. I don't have an issue with the idea that a guy named Jesus, at the very least, existed, gained a following, made some claims, gained a following, and got executed. The cogito ergo sum. I have not. I can write it down in my notebook of things that I need to not. I did look up some of this stuff. I guess I just didn't listen to the song. I don't know why. Cogito ergo sum. We'll go with yes. I'm not completely convinced that Jesus existed, but like, sure. We'll go with yes for the sake of conversation. Hi, Lizzie. Which is a philosophical belief based off reasoning with no actual evidence. If there's no evidence, I guess you would have to present why it's so logical, because it's not logical to me. Big question of the universe. Why won't atheists try to get us out of this man-made simulation? Really, I am not trolling, but can't word perfectly for the format. Why won't atheists try to get us out of this man-made simulation? We're working on it. Top scientists are on it, cracking down. We have to discover that it exists first, and then we can try to figure out how to get out of the simulation. Most of us aren't really convinced we are in a simulation, so it's not exactly at the top of our list of priorities, but, I'm sure someone's working on it. Someone's got to be. I am getting a little bit behind in chat, so please forgive me if I have to skip or anything, or if I am reading something that you posted like 5 minutes ago. Because I just, I stopped to interact like I'm doing now, and then like chat keeps going underneath. So like, I might be responding to your chat here while you've already responded down here, but I haven't seen you yet. So if that happens, I'm so sorry. I'd like to try to scroll through and read all of the chats. Sometimes it works better than other times. is made by a famous mathematical mathemat can't read. It is made by a famous mathematician, Rene Descartes means. Uh, I think, therefore I am. Oh yeah, I have heard that. It's technically wrong, but I'll use it to prove my point. Technically wrong, but you'll use it to prove your point. Okay. Can be done. What's the thing you want to know to convince true religion? Evidence that the god of the religion exists to begin with, or that any god or supernatural being exists to begin with, would be a great start. Like I said, the sum comes from the POV of a pagan, but it works for atheists too. Pagan and atheists often get along pretty well. It's an idea that's essentially reasoning an idea that if I can ponder skepticism, I must objectively exist, because I am a thinking. Uh, it's not a correct statement, but it's an example of my point. Okay. Yes, have you seen The Adventures of Awesome movie about going to the fifth dimension? I have not seen that. Do you believe your arm is connected to your hand, or do you know your arm is connected to your hand? Knowing your arm is connected to your hand, there is no need to believe your arm is connected to your hand. As far as I can perceive through my senses, which is the only way that I have to perceive the world around me and to verify anything about the world around me, so I'm just going to have to trust it because it's the best I got. According to what I can perceive, I know that my hand is attached to my arm. I have every reason to believe, factually, I can even show it, I can show both, that my hand is connected to my arm. So it would go beyond a belief. You could dip into the world of, we can't know anything with absolute certainty because we can't know everything for absolute certainty, but then what do we know? So there's things that we do just kind of set as kind of baselines. And especially just realistically, we can get ridiculous with going down that rabbit hole. And I know I'm the one who brought up that rabbit hole, not you. Or we can just trust our senses and trust what we see in the world as just the best way we have to investigate the world. Did you know that Jews and Christians and Islam is from the same God, but you always need to follow the last prophet that's chosen by God because they always have new technology and teachings? I do know that they all follow the same God. That is an interesting reason to believe. Not really compelling, but interesting. It's the most updated version of the religion, if you will. Theism is a philosophical conclusion based off abstract reasoning without a lot of evidence. Watch Star Trek The Next Generation. I haven't seen any Star Trek movies. Never seen any Star Trek movies. You know what you're saying anymore? You're fine. You're engaging in chat. That's fine. You're not. Hi. 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 Mm-hmm. I'm not really trying to prove theism. Sorry. Right now, just negate the idea of it needs evidence. I think things do need evidence, but I am willing to set that aside. Hope you have had a good day. I've had a pretty good day. It's my Friday, so I get the next 2 days off. That's always good. I hope you're having a good day. Oh, it's a show, but it's good. Yeah, I haven't seen any Star Trek stuff. I didn't even know that was a show. And do you know that you have 8 angels for each human and demon whispering to you to do bad stuff? Prove it. It's my Sunday, so work tomorrow. Fun. I should probably engage in chat too. What am I doing? What are you doing? How dare you not engage in chat? Most gods were created by humans to explain the unknown. As we continue to learn and advance, we will find the underlying truth of the universe. I hope so. It's very possible that there are some things that we will never know. Um, that kind of sucks. And even some of the things that we will know, we'll probably figure out long after we're gone. That sucks. I want answers. Hi. 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 Happy kid. Got a happy kid. Wait, I need to scroll through chat. Do you want to talk to chat? My demon runs in circles and screams. Solid thing for a demon to do. I'll give you a real life example. I see my door open when I go home. I'll logically reason with myself that someone or something has tampered with my home with very little evidence to base this off of. I mean, you got some evidence. If your door is open when it's not supposed to be, either someone tampered with it to some extent, or perhaps you didn't latch it all the way and the wind blew it open. Which I imagine you, like most people, lock up your house when you leave, so that's probably not the case. So you use your reasoning with the evidence that you have to deduce that probably there might have been some kind of tampering. There's some evidence. Is that how I feel? Theism also has some evidence technically, but it wouldn't consider it sufficient in itself. It's more about abstract thinking. I don't really see abstract thinking or philosophical thinking as like real good evidence for theism, but I'd be willing to continue to listen to you. Maybe you're the one to change my mind. Never really found myself compelled by it. The purse. She's so happy. I think the common cliche arguments aren't adequate here, as I'm sure you've heard them before. I've heard quite a few. Okay, you're getting hair all over me, and I am allergic to you. So you can sit here. Don't fall, please. I can never cuddle her for too long, because I do have a cat allergy. And she's the one that activates it the worst. I did just take my medicine, so I should be fine. Probably. Man, you're shedding so much. I need to brush you. I need to brush you. Hi. You're so happy. Cat is cute, but can I also try to show the evidence of God? Sure. I'm here to listen to whatever evidence we have. You ever become a theist again? Join the pagans? I probably would, honestly. Before I became an atheist, I kind of was worshiping my own interpretation of a god, somewhat based on the Christian God. So I was pretty much there. We have cookies. Could you negate the most theistic arguments? I can argue against the ones that I've heard. I'll attempt to negate the negation or offer alternative explanations. You can just start trying to explain stuff. Maybe you'll have something that I haven't heard before. Go for it. and less anxiety attached. I don't know if someone listening to your phone calls. I'm sure someone does. Good thing I don't make many of them. The order and organization of the cosmos. You're killing me. I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're so happy that I'm giving you attention and pets and loves. But your fur is poison. My love. Might have to have Mama brush you when she gets home. Shedding so much. Shedding so much. She does love me. Sorry, somebody asked the order and organization of the cosmos shows that an intelligent mind and not some matter and energy. No. It just seems kind of like this is just how the universe operates. And this order, if you will, it's just like this is how the universe works. This is the only way the universe can work as far as we know. So this is just what it's going to do. If you take a little wind-up toy that's supposed to march forward when you let it go and it starts marching forward, that should be all that it's able to do. So we wouldn't expect to see it start doing turns or flips or whatever if it's just supposed to march forward. So what we see in the universe could just be the marching forward of the universe, could just be the natural process of the universe. And just because we don't understand how that works or why it's there, because believe me, I think it's crazy. Why are we here? I look at the trees. I have, I know it's a dumb cliche, argument that I have heard theists make, but I've heard more atheists just use it to make fun of it. Look at the trees. I've looked at the trees. What is a tree? That thing's weird. Why does it look like that? What am I? Why do I look like this? And think and conscious and how do all the planets and stars work? That's crazy, and I don't know. But just because I don't know and understand it, doesn't mean it simply must be a god. So it really just it doesn't really do it for me. The unmoved mover argument, again, there could be some kind of unmoved cause, but saying what it is, saying that it simply must be a god, I don't really know. Just because you don't understand what it is doesn't mean it has to be a god. And I find myself using that line a lot, and I really try to avoid it because it feels lazy, but also it comes down to God of the gaps or personal incredulity. I don't know, therefore God, or we don't know, therefore God, and that's just not how anything works. Cuddle Kiara too long and she starts biting me. I don't think Pino will bite me. Cat wasn't an outside cat. I would let her bite me. Probably shouldn't let her bite you. Put in your phone after I wait, and then I don't think I will do that. She's brushed and a bath, yes. Hello. You're new here? Well, welcome. Then let's move on to something that we do understand how it works mostly. Biology, okay? So I have cat hair in my mouth. I wonder how that. I looked down at her to scold her, and she just starts rolling onto her back and like getting excited and patting me more. I'm scolding you. I have hair in my mouth, kitten. Why is there hair in my mouth? This cat. Where are we? Bro's using a created thing with a purpose to say the universe just does what it's supposed to do. I think I'm a little behind on chat, so please forgive me. Like I said, there already might be a delay, but there's also a delay in me getting behind on chat. A created thing to propose to say, or with a purpose. Well, how do you know it was created with any kind of purpose or intent? As we know, life comes from life, sure, but it had to come from non-life at some point. If you're an atheist, you can't say, "Oh my God." I can say it, uh, especially since I don't follow a religion with a rule saying that I can't. Detective, I would recommend looking up the Miller-Urey experiment, and um, where they put elements from the periodic table in a jar, and they heated it up, shook it, zapped it with electricity, put it under just things that would happen in the natural universe, and the elements assembled themselves into amino acids, which are part of what makes proteins, building blocks of proteins. We also have, I think it's, I'm gonna double check myself, lipid chains. Or is it, what is it? No, amino acids, okay. We have also found amino acids on asteroids in space, so it seems like stuff can. We don't know all of the steps from, inorganic matter to us, but we at least kind of got it started. It's also worth mentioning that we haven't been studying this stuff for very long. We don't know everything. We're not at the peak of human advancement or knowledge or anything like that. So there's a lot that we don't know, and there's a lot that we're not going to know. And just because we have quite a few explanations on how things, got here and got started. We just got some gaps in places, some pretty large gaps, but that doesn't mean that the whole thing just gets thrown away. I am behind on chat. I'm sorry. Might have to skip some. Evolution is completely reasonable. It is, yes. Yeah, detective's talking about, I think it's abiogenesis, life coming from non-life, which is different from evolution. Evolution is life is here and then it does stuff, it evolves. Abiogenesis is life is not here and now life is here and how we get there. Do you realize God would have to come from life if that kind of reasoning is right? Yeah. I mean, there are, and I know you're not talking to me, you're talking to a detective, but it is a good argument that I hear, some atheists make. What created God? Is he just eternal? Um, everything created everything. Everything has to have a creator, except for God. He's the exception because we don't want to go down the line of this infinite regression of stuff created something. We feel the need to put the bookend somewhere. So we plug in a God and say, this is a thing that doesn't need to be created, and it's God, and therefore, we stop the infinite regression. But that still doesn't prove that the God is there. We already know about space acid in Islam, so what sense we know everything that everyone just know about? I'm not really on board with Islam, with like the Quran and stuff, predicting scientific things, because I've read it and I've read those arguments. I don't really find them compelling. Hello. God is definitely not all loving, from what I can tell. I don't really think he is either. Drew, using dimensional theory, God is completely possible. To be fair, Drew, using dimensional theory, God is completely possible. I'm not familiar with dimensional theory. If I can spell it right, it's an I. Okay. I don't know how much more research I'm going to give to that. I looked up dimensional theory, and the definition gave me like 4 different words and phrases that I don't know. I don't think Google's going to help me with this one. New yapper? Me? I'm a professional yapper, according to some people. I'll have you know. Not according to me, but some people think that I have earned the title of professional yapper. Okay. You just haven't stopped purring. Okay. I'm literally just holding her like a baby. She's just so happy. She's just purring away. Okay. I'm fine with talking about morals. Making a jailbreak at, oh, well, I guess it's 11. I thought it was going to be early. I feel like I'm getting bogged down. Because like not only is chat moving fast, but some of you guys are talking to each other, and it's not like sometimes it'll give like the person's at when you respond to someone's stuff, but it's not. It's like I'm not only am I behind on chat, but I'm trying to sift through who's talking to me and who's not. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Morality, way too nuanced for a basic conversation. That shit would take days to come to conclusion. What if God isn't the being of light, but an unfathomable darkness like the Hindu god Kali, which is the representation of death? Maybe? Saying essentially God is not light but darkness. Maybe. Okay. Who really knows? That's what I'm looking for. Where am I from? I live in Kansas. That is where I live. Still haven't gotten any storms yet. I know there are some places that have gotten storms. My dad got hail like 15 minutes away, like a couple hours ago. Storm somewhere. sola fide or sola scripture? How many Christians within Christianity believe in sola fide or sola scripture? I'm not sure. That sounds familiar and like something that I should know, and have come uh, and have like encountered before, but I do not remember that. Just rain at my place so far. I don't think I've gotten anything. I've heard some gusts of wind. Hi. Our economy is cooked. Our country is cooked. Our world is cooked. Let's be honest. But you know, it's whatever. We're riding it together. Maybe we can all agree, no matter our differences. Maybe we can all agree in the end just to hold hands and scream into the void as the inevitable end approaches rapidly. I think I'd like to think that's as close to peace as we can get. A common enemy. The world is dying. That sometimes that which represents as good, but is actually evil. I can think of some times where God is evil. I can think of a couple times in the Bible. The God of the Bible doesn't seem great. And that would be the Abrahamic God, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, because we just need to look at the first 5 books of the Bible and see how terrible God can be. It's on views or understanding. Maybe it's just me. I don't want to get too deep into stuff because I am going to end the live stream soon. I do think I am going to end it at about an hour. I started a little bit late, so I usually end around 11. Started a little late because my daughter would not fall asleep. I put my daughter to bed. This is how these live streams work. I put my daughter to bed. I wait for her to fall asleep, and then I go live. I put her to bed at about a little before 9, and she did not fall asleep until like after 10. So I'm a little late. So like we just brought in like how's God evil and how's God evil in the Bible. That's a whole discussion in and of itself. Recommend watching Scholars. I do need to watch more Scholars. I would agree with that recommendation. I saw the movie poster the other day for Wicked for Good. Do you know that there are places in Saudi Arabia right in the middle desert? Do you know that there are places in Saudi Arabia in the middle of desert holes with borders? I'm not sure what that means. I don't really want to go into examples. I mean, you can look at my channel. I've made plenty of videos about how God is a monster. I won't be there to specifically engage with you, but maybe a topic for next week's live, because I am gonna have to go right about now. Sorry to open that to leave you hanging just right when we get to that big topic, but it is late, and it is time to call it. Do I need to get off? You know, you just care that you're being held. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Is that people will profit? If someone goes there, he hearts to torture people. Some social close to it. Maybe, but I'm going to go ahead and end the live. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This was a good live. There's a lot of discussion. I do not eat cats. It was good. And I hope to see a lot of you in future chats. I know I hope to see a lot of you in future chats because y'all bringing the good stuff, the good knowledge, the good questions, the good topics and conversations. Um, and I would love to see more of you. I would love to be challenged more by you. I would love to be put on the spot more by you. I would love to be challenged more by all of you. Um, would absolutely be into it. Oh, look at that. Just hair. I don't even know if you can see it. It's just hair. Um, I usually go live every Tuesday night um, at about 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Um, and then if I can squeeze other lives in, I do. There's been a couple weeks recently where I've been able to squeeze 2 lives in, um, but those extra lives are never guaranteed. I would like to do more, but there's more to it. I'm a busy person with a busy schedule, unfortunately. So, but Tuesday nights, I really do try, and 99% of the time, I'm able to do Tuesday nights at about 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I would love to keep seeing you guys. Thank you for being here, for engaging with chat. Even if there's people here who didn't engage in chat, you don't owe me anything. Just anybody stopping to give me a second of their day is more than I could ever ask for. Um, so thank you all so much for your engagement, for everything. I hope you have an amazing night. Hope to see you in the future. Hope you have an amazing night, day, whatever it is. Hope to see you all in the future. And bye. Bye.